thought I would make a comparison video of the two uppers I now have for the AAP01, because it is sometimes very difficult to make a choice about going for a certain type of upper or product, because you can't really compare them both. You can watch different videos, but you can't like get a direct comparison. So that's why I wanted to make this video. So what we'll be comparing today is, this is just a standard one, is the Mamba upper from Action Army for the AAP01. We'll be showing it more detail in just a moment. And the other one is a recent release by TTI, and that's the, just gonna pull out this, the TTI Scorpion. So that's a relative newcomer to the market. Now you can already see the similarities between the two, but let's delve into that a bit more. So obviously, when you first buy your AAP01, if you buy the first generation, so to speak, not the shorter one, the C, then this is the type of upper you'll have. So just your standard run-of-the-mill polymer upper. Now let's just measure, because it's always interesting. So this one is about 23 centimeters. So that will give you an idea as we go on with the video how it compares to the others. Apart from that, there's not really that much to say. It's just the one you get if you buy an AAP01. Let's first go into each of the uppers separately and then compare them side by side. So with the Mamba, you actually have two versions, and I'll point out the difference right away, because this is a daft difference, but whatever, there's a difference. There's two versions, and the only difference is you see this marked out spot here with the markings. This whole area is just like filled with a sort of design, and that's pretty much the entire difference between the two versions. So and the money difference is like, maybe, I'm not sure if there is any difference at all. It's pretty much the same. So that's really the only difference between the two versions of the Mamba upper. The large, I mean the standard AAP01, they also sell smaller for the smaller AAP01 now. You have this removable, let's say, flash hider at the front, and it is actually just undone. It's a counterclockwise thread. So you actually just turn the ring, and then it comes completely off. So that's just how the system works. Goes in here, and you wind, you wind it up, and then it's attached again. And now it reveals the 14 counterclockwise thread. As we move further back, we have this, I'm just checking, I think it's a metal. Actually, I think I can test it with the, no, it's just not deep enough. I'll test it later with a magnet to see if it is actually metal. It looks metal. I think it is metal. So let's say metal, and we have the fiber optic orange. I'm not sure if it's very clear. Maybe on the other side it's more clear. So, and removable. So not sure why, what you could put in its place, but you can remove it. Probably if you install like a sort of red dot on here, then you can basically remove this or leave it, because it should pretty much clear. And then if your red dot stops working, you'll still have this one. We have a nice Picatinny rail, very nicely finished. There's absolutely no sort of bad milling, all very nicely done. Now, in case you're interested, I'll measure how long the rail is, and it's about, give or take, 12 centimeters. So maybe if you're like into that detail, then you'll know that's about 12 centimeters. As you move further on to the back, we get our rear sight. And as you can see, I left it a bit loose. It's under spring retention. So basically, if you wind in or unwind this screw, you will change the height this rear sight sits at. So you can adjust accordingly. There is also, is it on this side? Yeah. A screw to adjust laterally like this. Now I'll show it on this one. If we completely undo it's a flat head, and yet I still can't, okay. It's a bit of the wrong size, couldn't really find the proper, okay, that's complete. Always be careful you don't lose the spring. There's a little spring for the retention, and then underneath you can find the two screws holding this whole thing on, like with the standard one. But as you see, you have to undo the other one first in order to reach these two. I'll just leave it like that. So it doesn't really matter. Apart from that, we have a Picatinny rail underneath. Same crisp quality finish. A little bit scratched, but that's me because I already used it. And that one is about 7-ish centimeters. That's someone's phone. Okay. Now I've lost my track of thoughts with the phone going off. Apart from that, it shares the basic mounting with the standard upper. So these two are to hold your hop unit on. This is the, oh, yeah. Oh yeah, okay. So yeah, these are to hold the hop unit on, and then basically this is to catch on the back of the hammer unit. If you have an AAP01, you'll know what I mean. So this is to catch on the back and click in. And then yeah, on this one you can see that's what the rear sights also do. This is to hold in your blowback unit, because otherwise it will just fly out if you use it once. As you can see, apart from that, it is in a sort of glossy matte black anodized, completely anodized finish. And there is absolutely nothing to note about the finish, it is absolutely flawless. The anodization is very nicely done. Okay, it's a bit greasy on the inside, but that's from the lubrication. But you can see how nicely finished it is, and it fits on a lower with almost perfect match. So there's really not any unnecessary gaps, or it is like it was made to as an aftermarket part perfectly. Now this is from Action Army, but if you see the Scorpion, which is from TTI, what leads me to believe is that it is actually probably also from TTI and just made under Action Army's name. But that's just a guess from me. I'm not sure, but I mean, they're both from Taiwan, so kind of makes sense somehow, but maybe not. I'm not sure, but they do very oddly are completely the same bar some changes. So that was the Mamba. I'll just put that one to the side. And here we have our Scorpion. So this is a relative new, as I said, addition to the upper family of Mambas. Now, as you can see with the front, again, a sort of flash hider, but this one is, it's good that I removed it. As you can see, a more of rectangular, as this is a more pyramid with a half circular shape. So this is a more classical look, maybe, because it makes, with the holes, makes me think about like the 80s or the 90s, that sort of armament era. But as you can see, even the hole at the front is smaller compared to the Mamba. But the system is, again, with that ring, you have to undo, the whole thing comes off, 14mm counterclockwise thread underneath. So it is really the same system, just a slightly different design, and overall width-wise, pretty much the same. So don't have to pick one or the other for the width. So that's pretty much the same, which is logical in a way. I mean, maybe not, but it is. As we move on to the front side post, it is also metal, but substantially smaller than the Mamba, and a slightly different design. So with the Mamba, they went for the visibility from the, so you can only see the fiber optic from the front or the rear. But with this one, they left it open, and I think to be able to catch more light. So this way the light will enter it more and glow up better. As you can actually see, it is a lot brighter in the same conditions because there's more light to fall on it compared to the a lot dimmer, because there's only the front or the rear for light to enter. So you can obviously see the difference. As we move further back, we also have a Picatinny rail, and let's see how much that one is. And that one is also about, give or take, 12. So they have the same size Picatinny rail on the top. When we come to the rear, you see that similar design of rear sights. So you again have the screw here to adjust for that. Yeah, greasy. And then the screw on this side for in that direction. Now, oh, they did change a bit. Yeah, as you can see with the manage my grip, there has been some changes. So this one is slightly less bulkier than this one. So if we hold them like this, you can see how it's a more slimlined design, but in effect it's the same one. And it wouldn't surprise me if you could just switch them over. Obviously, I'll have a go with that just to verify, but as you can tell, it's pretty much the same. Now, if you look at the rears, you can see how similar the milling has been done. So it is pretty much like identical. If you look at the inside, there is like the same smooth finish. Yeah, but this one you can't really see it well because it's a bit greasy. But again, if you see how if you move on to this part, so I don't have to point it, you can see how similar they built it up, albeit a slightly different. So with this one it's more square, here they rounded it off, but if they left it the same, then it would be literally the same. Now with the Scorpion, you can tell this part is then more circular, and with the Mamba they left it more square. And another nice difference is with the Mamba, it is permanent, this lower Picatinny rail, but with the Scorpion, you can choose to leave it on or take it off. And also, if you look, it is a lot higher. So that is nicer if it, with clearance, because with this one, you might maybe have a problem with putting on a certain type and it might foul against the body. I'm not sure. I'm thinking that's why they did it. But as you can see, it's a lot higher and it is removable. It is slightly bigger. Not much. Where did my measurement tape leave me? And my measured tape abandoned me. But anyways, you can see it is only ever so slightly different, so the difference is negligible. Well, not much difference, let's say it like that. My English fails me today. Okay, so that's, if we compare the lowers, pretty much it. Whoops. Thank God for the good finish. Okay, so if we compare them, a very nice finish overall, again anodized, blackish, although if you look, this one is more on the blacker side, and this one has a more grayish matte finish. For me at least, so that might sway you in one or the other direction, I'm not sure. Looks matter as well, so. But you can see with also with the Scorpion, how well it is milled. And what a nice finish. I mean, there's absolutely nothing. The anodization is on point. There's no rough edges. Everything is nice and clean. All the edges are nicely finished off. There's absolutely nothing to denote about like maybe they should have done that better. This one had two versions. Now this one has two versions as well, but the difference is here there's actually a difference. This one is called the 4-inch version. There is also a 6-inch version, and basically the difference is that from this separation here you have to add this 5 centimeters. So this part of the shaped body, add another 5 centimeters, and then this on top of that. And that's your 6-inch version. Now for the time being, I couldn't find the 6-inch version in where I live in Europe, Belgium, but it is available in like a store in Hong Kong, and I just saw maybe in Scrim Shop Ireland or UK as it's called. I'll have to verify, but I saw it in a glance that it might be available there if you want to. So basically it is longer from here, so you have to add like a more 5 centimeters in total. So that's the other version. I'll put down the exact specification size down below, but it is about an addition of 5 centimeters. Apart from that, there's, of course, one of the key features. So with this one, you're bound to use a sort of rotary hop or the standard hop that was supplied when you buy or bought an AAP01. You can't really use a TDC. Well, you can, but then you'll have to start drilling. Now, for me, that's a bit of a risk because if you're good at it, you can risk it, but if you're not, then you might drill wrong and ruin your upper in a way. So with this one, unless you want to modify it, which is possible, of course, or you let someone else do it, then you can use a TDC hop, but usually for this one, as it is, rotary hop or the standard hop. Now the fun feature with this one is that it already has a pre-drilled TDC hole. There's a tiny, I'll show it like this. See, and you can see the light through it around, yeah. That is because it comes with its own TDC modification kit. So this is actually parts that you can use to transform the standard hop system that comes with your AAP01 when you buy it. Just to be on the safe side, the standard AAP01. I'm not sure if they changed something with the AAP01C, so better err on the side of safe. And this is your manual that comes with it, and basically it tells you how to modify your standard hop system. And then on this side, just a standard diagram, and on this one, how to adjust your TDC. Now, I did, browsing the internet, find out that someone used an aftermarket called the Hadron Loki TDC, and they claim that this hole is actually also the right size and the right placement to use the Hadron Loki TDC. Now, thankfully, I have a Loki Hadron TDC, so I'll be checking that and then relaying it back to you if it indeed instantly accepts the Loki Hadron TDC without modification. But just so you know, if you use a standard one, you can modify it to a TDC system. Money-wise, you don't have to pick one or the other. They basically both retail for, now I have to make sure I don't fib, around 140 euros in my country. So you don't have to pick one or the other purely based on money. If you go for the 4-inch one, the 6-inch one, just to give you an idea, let me see, Scorpion AP01. Okay, 6-inch black. Yeah, that doesn't help me if it's in pounds. Come on, where's the... Strange. Okay, Scorpion. 6-inch. Here we have. Thankfully, I found the site. Not to. Okay, come on, change. 133, but that's because it's Hong Kong based. So at the moment, I can't really find an accurate price, but I think based on this one's. On this shop in Hong Kong, it's about 10 euros difference. So based on the currency in my country, it will be about 150, whereas these are 140. So even for that, you don't have to pick one or the other. So basically, it's purely taste or what you want out of it. Do you want it for the looks, or do you prefer this one because it has a TDC system? For me, I just wanted a similar looking one because I was planning on buying just another Mamba, but then you have like basically two of the same. And with this, I basically have what I want, but they're still different. One final thing, oh, I forgot. Here's my measurement tape. Thank God. Okay, let's see, we'll measure these ones. So this one's about 26, the Scorpion. And this one's about, yeah, I forgot the, well, I'll just put it on like this. Also 26. So strange, because if you put them side to side. Oh yeah, that probably with the height difference. So they're pretty much the same length. I'll put this one like this and this one above it. So they're pretty much the same length. Width-wise, again, pretty much the same as you can see. So length-wise, you don't have to make a decision on that. So it's purely looks, or just to be safe, let's measure their weight as well. Reset. So the Scorpion comes in at 252 grams. And the let me just so now you've seen how it works. Let's weigh this one. 278. So this one is actually a bit heavier. 78, and this one was 250, so it's about 20 grams heavier. So even for that, you don't really have to do it. I just weighed them because for some people it's all about the grams. So they want to make it as light as possible or as heavy as possible. So this is a nice, I thought, a nice bit of information to divulge, but I'll put it all down in the description, the weights and the lengths and all of that. And to compare it to a plastic is about 6.65 grams. So that's what a standard one weighs. So it is a substantial increase towards a standard one, which is obvious because this is just a polymer upper and these are all aluminum. So, but maybe that will also make you decide if you want to stay with the standard one or go look at other polymer options or whatever, and maybe not go for these because the weight increase might be a bit too much for you, but that's all up to you. I'll put down everything I've weighed and measured in the description, obviously. But there you go. These are two very nice options, and it's entirely up to you. One is not better than the other. It is purely taste, design, and if you want a pre-drilled TDC system, or you want a TDC system from the get-go. But otherwise, there's not really money-wise or whatever, weight-wise, any reason that one is better than the other. They're both equal, and I'm quite suspicious that they might even come from TTI too, because they are so similar in machining, quality, and finish. But this one's Action Army, this one's TTI. So different brands, but I highly doubt it, but whatever. So that's, what was that? Okay. So that's pretty much it. Both boxes are pretty much the same. So this one has TTI, the other one will just be Action Army, but they're both plain brown boxes, nothing special. What's inside of it is on it, just plain random box. So compared to the Mamba, obviously the Scorpion came with the TDC conversion kit and the manual. The Mamba just came as is, nothing extra, that's it. So just to finish it, I'll line them up for you like this. You can see on one last time. So even lengthwise, it is not a massive increase over the standard one, but weight-wise it is. But there you go, there you have them. So hopefully this will have given you an idea, or maybe a tiebreaker in your decision if you're undecisive between the Mamba or the Scorpion, or if you want to stick with your standard one for a while longer or look at other options. As you may or may not know, there are thousands of options. So if you don't like these, there's always something else for you out there. No need to worry. I'm pretty sure you'll find your thing among all of the options that are out there. That's why the AAP ones are so brilliant. So hopefully this video has helped you. If not, you may have enjoyed it. If you have any questions regarding these uppers or any of the other products you've seen on my channel, not sure why I'm starting to talk in a different accent, or you just want to ask me a question, feel free to contact me on YouTube or Instagram, which is the same name as my YouTube without Airsoft behind it, so just Stereoduff. Thank you for watching. If you're already subscribed, I thank you a lot for doing that. It really means a lot to me, and I'm always here to help. Take care, bye-bye, have a good evening or day depending on where you're watching from, and stay safe and healthy. Bye.